So we got some more poor video quality vlogs from Mojo Pin 12. Just a quick thank you to Pop Prepper. That was really was helpful, and on all the people that commented on the last video. It does feel pretty overwhelming. Hiberniasonon did another really good one, so I mean, I don't know. It fell into the same lines of what I was talking about in my Where's the Rage? Tabula Rasa is what it's called, and it's really good. That's the thing with this. I mean, our Second Amendment is literally being wiped away, or is pretty much wiped away by all the behaviors of the NSA and the IRS. I mean, shall not be infringed. I mean, they made the language of the Constitution. You know, everyone's always saying, "Oh, well, it's dependent upon the interpretation." That is the biggest bunch of crap, because the Constitution lays it out as straightforward as you could possibly imagine. It's the people who wish to undermine it in our government in order to make us become subjugated to them. That's why they say that, and that's why they're always going to keep changing and manipulating. I mean, you just look at the amount of powers the federal government now has. Right down to the point where I just read the article. If you go into Drudge, actually I'll find it and I'll post it below, where they're now stepping in, Homeland Security. They want to monitor the New York City Police Department. And so many people are like, yeah, that's it should be done. And so what are we doing? We're in a sense, if Homeland Security is going to be in charge of monitoring the stop and frisks of New York City, then in a sense we are federalizing the police force, are we not? In some form. I mean, I'm not a huge thing about stop and frisk either. I wouldn't really want it to be happening to me, but I mean, but to have the federal government dictate, come in and decide, I mean, it's just amazing. It just keeps going on and on. I mean, you really have to understand your Constitution and the limits of power that the federal government should have, where you find in the 9th and 10th and 2nd Amendments. So they're doing everything in their power. And think about this too. Now, way back when I did my first rant video, which when I got basically slapped from the tax man, and my accountant said that I hit another. I was considered wealthy because I hit $150,000 a year, which was all overtime, mind you. But let's not go on that rant. You can go see my first rant video and see me go on a tangent. That's the thing. You are kept from getting ahead because they're taxing you to death. And so when you start getting up into making more money, see, when you make more money, and if you're balancing and getting your debt under control and you're not living beyond your means, you have freedom. You maybe free up some time to go take a day off and go to like a local town meeting. Or you can have a little time to do some reading and researching to find out, you know, and start delving into how Agenda 21 is going into little green ecology-based programs throughout your states. They don't want that. They don't want you. They want you on that gerbil wheel. They want you running and running, and then when they feel like you're starting to catch up, they're just gonna spin that wheel even faster. So you're just like, and that's the only. And when you get home, all you want to do is go to sleep or watch TV. That's the first and foremost, man. Turn the TV off, and if you're gonna watch it, regulate how long you watch it. I used to marvel at how you'd sit there and channel surf, and before you know it, 4 hours went by. No longer for me. I've done that in years, and I feel a heck of a lot better for it. I mean, and you know what's amazing too? I'm kind of going all over the place, but it's still around the realm of how the government's getting out of control and how, you have to seize the time now. You have to seize and understand what's going on. I hardly learned anything about the Constitution in high school. Nothing. I mean, we went over it very briefly, but we never went into detail about exactly what our rights as citizens were. Don't you think it's a little important that our kids should be learning that right in high school? And how unusual it is that it doesn't even... I don't even... Honestly, I can't even remember it being really covered. I mean, basically, you would memorize different things like branches of government and things of that nature, but never really a in-depth study on the Constitution. Interesting, isn't it? But now's the time. Now, I had the meeting with the Tea Party, and interesting enough, they were bringing up the whole Agenda 21 movement that's going on in New Jersey. And it's amazing. And it's always money. It's always the money. Get control of the money so you can formulate and have a full grasp of power. And there you go. But basically, what they want me to do is do a video kind of showing media bias. And what they want to try to do is focus on one particular media personality and go through what he covered during the Bush time period and then go into what they cover now under Obama and then point out the differences. I don't know what you guys would think about that. I don't know. I see where they're going with it. I understand, and I want to do something. I have to do something, so... And I don't know. I don't know what you guys would think about that, but that's kind of what they were asking me to do. I might just do it. I have to do something. To me, it's if I'm going down, swinging and throwing elbows. But you find it interesting that the IRS, too, I'm going into total ADD tangent, sorry I can't stand it, but it's still within the same thread of government control. IRS, nobody wants to even hear that word. That just to know you're getting audited has got to be the most stressful type of situation. So it's always going after the money to keep you tied up, to keep you under control. And that's one of the things I'm going to do. As Pop Prepper said, play chess, not checkers. And I'm really starting to focus in and hone in on my finances. And my goal this year and into next year is to be completely debt-free besides my mortgage. And then I'm going to start working on the mortgage. That's the true way. Because if you can get above that fray, if you can start becoming independent through increasing your wealth, that's going to open the door to give you more time. Now, a lot of people will just take that free time and party and have, good old time. Now is not the time to party and have a good old time. If you have money and resources and time, you got to be fighting. That's my personal opinion. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to still be fighting even if I don't have, even when I'm not totally financially sufficient, but I'm still, because I have to. I have to feel like I'm doing something. Something to bloody the nose, or at least touch it with a knuckle. Anyway, that's it. That's all I really had to talk about. Just things to throw out there. And Ryan Mauro, I'm going to post a link below. Those of you who are new, hopefully you guys stick around. He's one of the political analysts that I work with in tandem. He is a political analyst on radical Islam and terrorism, and he did a really good interview on the Canadian TV program just recently. So I'll link that at the bottom, and it especially those who are in Jersey, that I would watch it. It's always good to have this constant updating of the hypocrisies that are in good old Chris Christy, another fine example of a non-conservative. But I'm going to be changing my voting status. I'm going to do that hopefully next week. And done deal. I am going to be officially independent. So that's Oh, I hope, because every once in a while I do get phone calls from representatives. Everyone, especially during the voting time. So I'm hoping somebody calls me, please. All right, guys, do your best. Let God do the rest. And thanks for your support, and thanks for being awake. God bless you guys.